Well, I want to thank everybody for coming. We're really excited. Originally we talked about going through the 4 drinks, and that was the plan, but we made a little shift because we're finding that there's some needs that people have, more so regarding, depression and anxiety. So we decided to shift it, and start with our core products, which tend to be Soul Vital, which we already had our meeting on, Cinnamante, which we already had our meeting on, and now we're going on to Adaptable. So I'm really excited to share some of this information with you. A lot of people are on Adaptable. They know they love it. They call it their happy pill. There's all these little nicknames we have for our Adaptable, but it's really helpful to know and understand why it's so good and that there's actually even more benefits with Adaptable than it just being a happy pill. So I want to get into that. I created a PowerPoint that I want to share with you all, and it's going to go into some of the benefits of Adaptable. So as you know, adaptogens are that special class of herbs that are used that are safe for daily use. We're going to go into just a clip or a little bit of information on adaptogens and why they're so wonderful. We know they boost stamina. We know that they strengthen immunity. They balance glandular function and they improve mood. All of them do this. So you'll find that with all of Soul's products, the fact that they use the adaptogens in them, you get so many more benefits than you typically would with anything else, because those adaptogens is a smart herb and it's going to know exactly what to do in your body. It's incredible when you really start to dig into it. But Adaptable has 6 different adaptogens in it. You can see it's got eleuthero, schizandra, astragalus, ashwagandha, jaugalon, I always say it wrong, and rhodiola, along with St. John's wort and eleuthero powder. So we're going to go into what the primary benefits of these various adaptogens are and how this blend is really effective the way it is, because I know a lot of people will bring up, oh, well, I can't take St. John's wort, but yet then they find that they're having great success with Adaptable. So we're going to go into a little bit about why that is. So moving on. Stress. We are all under it at one point or another. Most of the time it's chronic and all the time. So there are these 3 stages of stress. You find that you have that initial snap reaction where it's your fight or flight. Your adrenals get kicked into high gear or they get completely zapped. Then your body responds or performs to that stress. And then what happens is if people stay in that state for too long, it will actually kill somebody if they can't ever rest. So you find people that are in a heightened state of stress for long periods of time, developing autoimmune diseases and things like that, because their body starts to break down. You cannot operate in that level for too long because eventually it will kill you, but most of us, it makes us sick. And then the 3rd stage, once you're done with that performance, your body goes into exhaustion. So Adaptable, what's wonderful about this formula is it helps your body minimize the damage from that point when you are in that performance stage. And it also helps to minimize the exhaustion that comes from staying in that for a long period of time. Now, no matter what pills you take, you cannot maintain years of trauma constantly without it having some kind of a negative effect, but this will help minimize the effects. And once you are in that recovery stage or that exhaustion stage, it's going to help speed that along and keep you strong through it. So we're going to get into a little bit of why. So again, the adaptogens, they are non-toxic. They produce a non-specific response to stress, meaning one person might need to be calmed down because they're hyped up with their stress. Another person, when they're stressed, they retreat and they have nothing left to give and they're just zapped. That will give them more energy. So it's very different for different people. And that's the beauty of the adaptogens. What it does for one person, it's going to do something maybe completely different for another person. but it helps to get your body into homeostasis. So the goal of adaptogens is to bring balance. That is always our goal. It's to give our body what it needs to do what it was designed to do, and that is achieve that balance. So adaptogens, this definition, is a new class of herbs that are metabolic regulators, which increase the ability of an organism to adapt to environmental factors and to avoid damage from such factors. So again, you see that when people are in extended periods of stress, there is damage that can come about to the body, the brain. People will have mental and emotional breakdowns. They will develop illnesses that they would not have normally developed. So these adaptogens are going to help to minimize that. So that's why they're so wonderful. Okay, so again, Adaptable has 6 of these, and they're going to have energy and mood benefits. The first one, Eleuthero. A lot of people know it as Siberian ginseng. It's actually the same thing, but Eleuthero is now what it's referred to as. So when people hear of ginseng, they know of all these benefits, but they hear Eleuthero and they're like, what in the world is Eleuthero? So Eleuthero and Siberian ginseng are one and the same. So they help with that stamina. They help you deal with that stress. Let's see here. And there's a lot of studies that end up coming back to these. So when you start looking up Siberian ginseng, it'll kind of give you a good wealth of information on Eleuthero itself. But I love that it helps with the heart. I did not know this. I was really excited to see this. So people that have heart palpitations, it helps regulate that. It helps with your cholesterol. It helps relax your arteries. So people with high blood pressure, it's a wonderful adaptogen for that. So you're going to see benefits aside from the mood yet again. It's proven to help the immune system. So people that are using this, you're going to find that you're not sick as often as you were before. You know, some people, they get sick every year with a cold or a flu, and it's like clockwork that they have that. When you're on these for a long period of time, you find that that does not happen anymore. So, and then of course, increased endurance, it helps with recovery and improves sleep quality. So you're going to find that during the day, you have energy, but at night you're able to relax. It does not have anything in it that is a relaxant or a stimulant, but because of the nature of these adaptogens, they help to balance you either way that you need to go. And you'll find that the longer you're on them. So there are a few studies referenced here that are, you know, you might want to screenshot to be able to have. Was a study in Russia that showed that there was a reduction in anxiety, 2003, and improved short-term memory and increased perception for people that were highly sensitive to stress. So a lot of times when we're stressed, our memory lapses, or, you know, you can lose track of what you're supposed to be doing, you know, you kind of lose time sometimes when you're under extreme stress. So this is going to help offset that, which is really cool. The Eleuthero is added to the Adaptable. So what this means is Soul Vital has an Adaptable blend in it. This Eleuthero powder is added on top of it in Adaptable. So like there is an extra dose of the Eleuthero in Adaptable. So for people that won't take St. John's wort for whatever reason, we'll have them get on Soul Vital. But in the Adaptable blend, this has a little bit more of the Eleuthero in it. So you have 2 different forms of the Eleuthero. So you're going to get a jam-packed benefit with the Adaptable pills. The Vital's wonderful, and I love it, and I do that one as well. But this is like that on crack, for lack of better words. So next is Schizandra. So we've already got the benefits of the Eleuthero. Now with the Schizandra, you're dealing with the anti-inflammatory benefits. You're going to find improvement on liver damage. A lot of people, they'll have poor diet. You know, now a lot of people are on diets that are high fat and their liver is getting overloaded. under extreme stress, the liver actually struggles so much. So there's actually a connection between your stress levels and the health of your liver. So the Shizandra actually will help the liver recover from that also. And then of course, it also helps with mental and physical performance. So with the Eleuthero, you're boosting the immune system. This one is also helping with performance, but it also helps with the depletion that comes from extreme stress on your immune system. So you're boosting the immune system and you're minimizing the stress effects of, or the immune effects from stress. So that's awesome. Astragalus. This is our next one. I don't know how many people are dealing with hemorrhoids, but I know it's a problem. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's not pleasant. We don't usually talk about poop or hemorrhoids, but for those of us who might be dealing with hemorrhoids, astragalus is wonderful for 5 different types of them. It also helps the immune system and blood flow and helps prevent kidney and liver damage. I am on a roll, so my throat is just crying. Just a minute. So I'm kind of trying to get through these because I want to make sure you guys know how wonderful they are. But it's a lot of information, so you'll have to bear with me. The next one that I wanted to talk about with astragalus is the chemotherapy benefits. Right now, I know a lot of people who are dealing with different types of cancers. For some reason, breast cancer is the theme. I have so many friends dealing with this right now. And to know that we have something that can actually help protect them from the effects of chemotherapy, that is awesome. I don't know which ones will be doing that and which ones will not be, but to know that we have something that you can offer to someone that is looking for help, that is wonderful. So the astragalus helps reduce those side effects. It helps to lower blood sugar and is antibacterial, antiviral, and anti-inflammatory. And as you can see, there are some wonderful studies on astragalus that show improved kidney function, help with the inflammation in the body, and even helps with allergies. So there's just so many benefits with Adaptable beyond being a happy pill, which it is. Okay, I'm not going to pronounce this right. Jaugalon. I'm going to say it wrong every time. It's like my mental block. This adaptogen is incredible. It is known to help with also being a tumor inhibitor. So you've got herbs in here that are helping fight cancer and also helping if someone is doing chemotherapy treatments to help their body withstand that. So you are getting some really powerful adaptogens in here for the body. It also helps with cholesterol, helps build the antioxidants, which you know, whether you're dealing with a typical illness like cold or flu, or if you're dealing with something big like cancer, you need high antioxidants in the body and you need your body to be able to maintain those levels. And it helps to lower blood pressure. So again, we're seeing like a lot of the same benefits and even improved benefits on those things as we go through these adaptogens. It says it improves cardiac function. Again, great for the heart. People use it for altitude sickness. It's calming without it being a sedative, of course. It's great for stress headaches and great for anxiety-induced insomnia. So we find that people who have a hard time sleeping are getting to sleep because their mind is going a mile a minute. Adaptable is a wonderful way to address that. You know, we don't want to take a bullet approach, you know, a magic bullet approach. We want to look at the whole body and the whole system. But what I find with Adaptable is because it is so broad in its benefits, you can take it for your headache, but it's going to address so many areas that do help your headache, just because it's all connected. But I don't like to take a real magic bullet approach with this, like this is for your headaches or this is for depression, because it's for so many areas of the body that it naturally helps those areas regulate. So again, we have some more studies on Jaugalin, forgive my pronunciation. Again, it protects against fatty liver disease. That is wonderful. So, I mean, when we're having poor diet or we're under extreme stress to where it's affecting the liver, this is going to help protect the body against that and help to undo damage that we might have already done. Also helps white blood counts and helps with cognitive impairment. This was in an animal study. But anything that is going to help my brain stay on track is a winner, as long as it's not illegal or dangerous. So this is a really healthy way to help our brains work better, help our bodies work better, and strengthen and fortify our system. 1 second. Now for ashwagandha. You know, when I first started on Soul, I had never heard of ashwagandha. It's been a long time, but now I hear about it all the time. You know, it's becoming something that people are using quite a bit. And for good reason. It's got really good benefits for the mood. It's calming. It helps with inflammation. It also mentions here that it enhances endocrine functioning. So our glandular system is going to be nourished with that. And it was found that it reverses behavioral deficits and pathology in Alzheimer's. Now, if I remember correctly, that was, I want to say it was an animal-related study, but I'd have to look back at it. But it is great for inflammation as well. Just like if you're taking ibuprofen, this also is a COX-2 inhibitor, so it helps with pain. So you're going to see physical and mental benefits on that. Also helps with anxiety, fatigue, cloudy thinking, helps the immune system. We're seeing the same pattern. With a lot of these adaptogens, you're seeing a lot of the same benefits. So, I mean, who doesn't need help with these things? So that's why so many of us are on it, because there's just endless benefits. Also, rhodiola. This is another one. This was actually listed as an antidepressant in Russia. So we might not use this here typically in mainstream medicine as an antidepressant, but it is used in other countries as an antidepressant. It helps with alertness, memory, fatigue, and immune. So we're seeing, again, the same benefits with a lot of these, and they kind of expand in different areas. It was found to be protecting cells in animal studies against chemical and radiation damage. That's wonderful, especially in this day and age. You know, we all have our cell phones. We're around sources of radiation all the time, and we don't really even realize it half the time. So to be taking things that are going to help protect our cells against that damage is wonderful. Again, blood sugar, muscle stiffness, and reproductive functioning. I have found that people on Adaptable who had irregular periods, real heavy periods, it has balanced that out for a lot of people. So there's some really great benefits, even hormonally, with that. So last but not least, I think this is the last one we're going to get into, St. John's wort. This is the one that I talk to people the most about. I've had people tell me they can't take it. I've had people tell me they love it. I've heard people tell me it doesn't work. St. John's wort was a very powerful part of this formula. When this was created, this formula was created for the president of Soul Naturals' wife, who struggled with severe depression and was on meds. And so this was a heart project for him. He wanted something that would actually work, that would not hurt his wife. When they created this formula, initially they did it without St. John's wort, and there was improvement, but not enough. And it was not until they added the 200 milligrams of St. John's wort that it was like that last icing on the cake that pushed it over the edge. So this formula, I can't tell you what every other St. John's wort supplement has, or these standalone products or blends or whatever. But for whatever reason, with these adaptogens, along with the St. John's wort, we have found amazing benefits. It is 200 milligrams of St. John's wort. The studies that I've looked at of the St. John's wort, where they've discussed possible negative effects, the dosing is much, much higher than what Soul has done. So they've put just enough to make a very big difference. And it's made it so people that typically couldn't take some of these supplements have done phenomenal on them. So I am such a believer in this. I have tried St. John's wort before I knew about Soul with my son, and he did not do well on it, but he is like a different person with this. So I know that this works. Again, St. John's wort, native to Europe. It's been used as a sedative, used for pain relief, and helpful for menopause-induced irritation and anxiety. So there's some great benefits to St. John's wort when used right. It's also known to speed healing of wounds, bruises, sunburn, varicose veins, great for nerve pain and nerve damage, and great for allergies. So, and then also seasonal affective disorder. A lot of people get really depressed through, the winter months because they don't get enough sunshine and they're just cooped up. This is wonderful for helping with that as well. This study is a very neutral study that was done. There have been a lot of studies on St. John's wort, but this was very powerful because there were so many people that were a part of this, and it was completely independent. It wasn't anyone that was invested in the success of St. John's wort. So what was found was that it was superior to the placebo for people with depression, and it is similarly effective as standard antidepressants. And of course, it has fewer side effects. I know most of us know someone, if not ourselves, who are on antidepressants, and they have good effects at times, and they have nasty effects many times. So to find something that has been found to be similarly effective on the benefits, but without the bad side effects, that is awesome. So I know when we were on this journey initially with Zachary, trying to find a way to deal with his depression, we wanted to find natural things. We tried to find natural things before we went the medical route, and we were this close to going the medical route. This was kind of a last ditch effort trying this. And I'm very grateful that it worked and worked as well as it did, because it's been 8 years and he's doing phenomenal. So it's effective, and we didn't have to go with a route that had negative side effects. So it's been awesome. So I'm going to stop the share. I would love to open this up if anyone has questions or experiences that they want to share. If anyone does, feel free to raise your electronic hand and we'll unmute you. I know it was a lot of information. Oh, I got a clap. Okay, Lacey, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, thank you. That was very informative. I enjoyed listening to all of that, and I did take some screenshots. I did have a question about when is the best time to take it? Like, I've been taking it in the morning, and I don't know if, because I take a lot of the different soul things. Like I have the soul maca, the soul chi, and I think I take all of them, but I just didn't know when was the best time to take it.
I have found it really doesn't make a huge difference, at least what in my experience. I do it every morning. My son does it every morning, and if he doesn't, it, by the evening. But if you prefer doing it at night before you go to bed, it's really kind of more of a preference, what I've found, unless somebody else wants to weigh in on it. But I do it every morning, and it really does help me with my stress through the day. And I know it helps my son throughout the day with his depression. So I do it every morning, but I think it's more a matter of preference. Some people do it morning and night. So it just depends on your situation and if it's doing the trick. Have you noticed if it's working well for you doing during the day?
Yes, it seems to be. It seems to be working. So
okay.
Can I weigh in on that, Rebecca?
Yeah.
I just want to say that something I learned when I was recovering from my back surgery from Lydia that helped me so much. And so I just wanted to throw it out there for anyone that might be helpful for. But Greg a lot of times refers to our soul products as like our, and correct me if I say this wrong, but like our countertop nutrition. So we eat several times a day. We nourish our body several times a day. And depending on what our issues are that we're working on, one of the things Lydia had because what I was doing is I was taking like a whole bunch of Flex PI, like so that I would get it in the morning and thought I was like good for the day. And maybe that works like now that might be okay when I'm in more of a maintenance mode, but just our thinking about our soul products is it's our countertime nutrition. So it's more effective. This is what I was taught, to almost like take two, like a couple times a day, two to, depending on. So when I was recovering from surgery, like my body just needed more of those nutrients at more times during the day. So when we think of, and this goes back to that magic bullet approach, like we aren't just taking a pill, to solve a problem. We're nourishing and feeding our body as a whole. And these supplements are so synergistic in their combinations, but that's also how they go in and balance out the body. So I just hope that helps, because it's something that has always stuck with me.
I love it. Thanks so much, Natalie. I love hearing from you. Okay, Carol, you were next. What would you like to share? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay, hi there. I appreciated everything that you brought out as well, so thank you. It's very informative. I think what the gal that just commented kind of sort of answered what I was thinking about, because I was wondering, on the bottle it says 2 per serving at a time or per day. So I guess I was wondering, like, what would be considered a safe amount if you are trying to like if you're feeling more run down or more stressed or whatever the symptom is, how much is considered a safe, effective dose to be able to take without like overdoing it, but also receiving the benefits of it?
Mm-hmm. Well, I know in our house, if let's say I'm having a really rough week, like we've had recently, I'll take it again. I'll take another 2 in the afternoon, or I'll take some before bed. So I do love these formulas because they are very safe to work with. But if you need a little boost in the afternoon because you're having a tough day, take another 1 or 2. Look at it as like what Natalie was saying. This is your nutrition. This is your countertop nutrition. And so it's okay if you need to take a little bit more as the day goes on. Okay, next is Rachel Moore. She was the next one.
And I was just going to give my opinion and experience. I have taken various amounts depending on how I'm feeling that day. So, I've taken it in the morning, and then if the day, if I'm still feeling like I need it, I'll take more throughout the day. I don't think it's possible to overdose. I think you just have to go with your body and what your body is, needing, if you're needing that extra. And I've had people tell me they do really well taking it in the morning. It gives them more energy. And then I have other people that tell me I take it at night because it helps me sleep better. So it's very individual. And that's what I love about it, is that you can tailor it to whatever you need. I have a friend that she's got a daughter with depression, and just 1 a day is enough for her. And it's awesome. It's not anything like medication. I used to be on antidepressants and anti-anxiety, and you had to be very specific and take a certain dose. And, this is nothing like that. You can't even compare, in my opinion. And so, don't be scared of it. And if you are on antidepressants, Valerie was telling us, take Adaptable at the opposite time that you take your, and of course that's your decision between you and your doctor. We're not doctors. So, anyway, that's just my opinion.
Thank you. Thanks, Rachel. And then Becky Deckelbaum chimed in and shared she's been taking therapeutic doses lately. So safe and helpful. I have a girlfriend that takes it at night, and it helps her get the best sleep. I take mine around 3, just as school's ending and before hubby gets home. So there's a few different views. And then I have a feeling Rachel Bragg's got some really good information to share also. Do you want to go ahead and unmute?
Yeah, I don't know how good it is, but no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, well, it's kind of going along with that as far as therapeutic amounts, because I think for me, at first I took quite a bit of it when I was trying to get my depression under control. And then I was only taking maybe 2 in the morning. And so as of recently, I've gone through some really extreme stress. And so I realized, like, I'm not taking therapeutic amounts. I was still doing my 2 in the morning, but my body is in a state of, you know, not as a fight right now and exhaustion. And so I upped my amounts to 3 twice a day. So I think that, you know, these are not drugs, you know, and these adaptogens are, like Rebecca said, smart herbs. So they're going to go in and they're going to bring into balance whatever needs to be brought into balance. So it's not something to be afraid of. And I think also just becoming in tune with our bodies and what we need. And if we take too many, nothing bad's going to happen, but we may feel like, you know what, I think I don't need as much, or you know what, I think I need, you know, I've taken 4 or 5 at a time at times, you know, and you just kind of have to listen to your own body. So that's a good thing.
Yes. Okay, and then we've got the raffle, but I really want to hear from Kim Salter. She has her hand up.
Well, thank you very much. This was a very wonderful. I really enjoyed it, and it was very informative, and I can't wait to get my product. I'm sitting here and I'm writing out, I'm taking notes. I'm like, I want to take this right now. So I'm excited about it, and I am Rebecca and I have had this conversation about St. John's wort. I am somebody who hasn't been able to take St. John's wort. Actually gives me migraines and abdominal issues. But like what you mentioned is you never know how that was processed, where it was come from, where's the quality control. And it's all about souls, the way they do things. So I'm sure that this will be really different. I'm excited on so many levels for my sister to get on this, and my husband. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the education. Thank you everybody for your input, because I'm like, how many do you take? When do you take it? And this is it falls back into that intuitiveness about your body. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. So thank you.
I could not agree more. I do tell people that might be in that place of nervousness, start slow. These formulas are so powerful, so you don't have to start really hard and heavy on them. Start slow. Start with 1, start with 2, but just listen to your body. I find a lot of people really have a good instinct with themselves. You know, you might tell somebody, I know my husband, I told him to just get on 2 Solflex when we first started 8 years ago, and he went crazy with all of it. But I think he really needed it, because I didn't realize all the issues that he had internally until later. So trust your gut and start slow. There's no harm in that. So I'm really glad to hear from all of you. It's been so nice getting to have this little window of time. I know we try to keep it short and sweet, but we do have our raffle. We are doing a giveaway of Adaptable. So Tammy is going to be handling that for me. And if you want to do your screen share, Tammy, we'll do that raffle for you guys.
So I had a little bit of technical difficulty. So can you see it on my screen? Okay. Yes. It froze up, and I had a couple people join, so I had to change over to my phone, and then I didn't have audio.
You're doing great. Don't worry, Tammy. You're good.
Sorry, girls. Okay, so here we go, everybody. Y'all ready? Look at all those people, y'all. Okay, hold on. Oh, this is better. Okay, there we go.
Angela's the winner. Angela Tinklepaw.
Yay, Angela. Sorry, guys.
New bottle. And if ever we want you guys to enjoy all the benefits of these, and I do want to mention for the specialists on here, if you ever want to gift it, message us and we'll make sure to send it to whoever you want. So we want to make sure that you can use this however best suits you, but Adaptable, who can't use a bottle of Adaptable? So I want to thank you all so much for being here and taking time out of your day. Congratulations, Angela. That's awesome. And we will be having our meeting again next week, same time. And we'll send out updates on the content and all that good stuff. But thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions before we end the meeting? Is everybody good? I don't see any hands. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much. I love you all. It's so great seeing all your faces. Even if it's a picture, it makes us happy. So thank you for being here and taking time out of your day. And we will see you next week.
Bye. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Thank you, everybody that joined.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Bye.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Congrats,
See you all
Angela.
later. Bye, Cindy.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, Kim. Bye, you guys.